Hello everyone, welcome to this review on the tattooable arm, hand and wrist by a company called Reelskin. Before I start this review, I will say I have no affiliation with Reelskin whatsoever. This is just going to be an honest review. The company have approached me in the past and I've reviewed their tattooable skin for them, and I've also reviewed their tattooable torso. This is their latest product, so let's get straight into it. This is it fresh out of the packaging. And the first thing that struck me about this initial thought is the weight of it. It's really solid. You know, this isn't a flimsy piece of kit by any stretch. It's definitely got some nice weight to this. Another thing about this, which I think separates it apart from a lot of tattooable arms on the market, is the sheer level of detail, and I'm going to try and pick this up with the camera. You can see all the creases in the hand, in the fingers, even like this line here on the wrist that people get, you know, where the hand bends and you get this crease on the wrist. And this is all great for especially apprentice learning to place stencils and finding what works and what doesn't work on the body. So yeah, straight off initial thoughts that the level of detail that's been put into this is actually really impressive. It's even got, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it's even got veins running along the top of the forearm there and into the hand. You can see them. And obviously you've got all the creases on top of the fingers. So the actual feel of this, you won't be surprised, it's by a company called Reelskin, and it does actually feel like real skin. It's a really unusual thing to hold actually, because it does actually feel like real skin. I'll put the link to the website in the description bar, but the cost of these is £99.99 currently. You can pick these up from their website, and I just love how you can manipulate this. You know, if you're going to tattoo someone's hand and you needed them to make a fist or anything like that, this is great for apprentice, like really good for practicing on. Now, what I absolutely love about this is the stretch, and Reelskin have got a knack for making their tattooable skin with stretch, but not so much stretch that it's like unnatural. It's just enough stretch that real skin would have if you were tattooing someone. And this, personally I think on this particular product that they've made, the stretch is absolutely bang on to what it would be on an actual arm. It doesn't stretch too much, but it doesn't stretch too little. And I'll try and get a close up on that. You can see that stretch in there, but yeah, it's definitely got the right amount of stretch on it, so they've really nailed that. Now, I've done a few little pre-tests on this before I'm going to tattoo it, and what's remarkable about this and sets it apart from many other tattooable skins on the market is that not only does this take hectograph paper, so if you're making a hand-drawn stencil, you know, the old-fashioned way, and then placing it on, you know, a lot of skins will take them, but hardly any skins on the market take thermal stencil, which has been printed out on a thermal printer or an old-fashioned dot matrix printer. For some reason, the skins just don't take them. You'll put the stencil on, you'll take it off, and there'll be hardly any stencil there at all. This particular skin on this forearm takes thermal paper as well, which the tattoo I'm going to do, I will lay a thermal stencil on it, and I think that is a massive plus point for practice skin, because if your stencil doesn't go on straight away, you can just print another one out and slap it straight back on again. That's a really cool thing about this. Uses for this, obviously, first and foremost, tattoo apprentice. This is absolutely fantastic for practicing on, because obviously you've got the feel of real skin, you've got the stretch there, but also what's really good for this is that you can actually, if you've got an apprentice or you are an apprentice, it's good for laying stencils. Maybe if you want your apprentice, you know, to practice in placing stencils in different places, maybe some finger stencils or anything like that. You can actually manipulate the fingers to place different stencils, or around the wrist or wherever, or up the arm. So not only great for tattooing, but like I say, great for placing stencils. And also, not just for apprentice, this is absolutely fantastic for if you're a tattooist as well, because you can, especially if you're going to conventions or anything like that, you can do a nice show-stopping piece on there, and you can present it, and you can have it on your table at a convention. And it's just, personally, I think if you've got something like that at a convention where you can actually see the tattoo instead of a photograph, it always has more of an impact. So again, great for tattooists or apprentice. So what I'm going to do on this piece, I'm going to do a Tim Burton character, and what's different about the other reviews that I've done on Reelskin, I've never used colour before, so I'm going to put some colour into this one as well, just to see how the skin takes colour. I've always used black and grey in the past, but I think it'll just switch it up a little bit. And we're going to do some lining, some shading, you know, some colour, do few different techniques on it, and we'll see how it performs. So the video will be a time lapse, and I'll be giving commentary on top. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so I'm just spraying the arm down now with a little bit of alcohol, just to get any surface grease off or anything like that that's on it. And I'm just using standard stencil stuff, and I'm applying the same amount as that I would with a normal tattoo. And as I said earlier, this stencil is a thermal printout stencil, so it's not standard hectograph paper, which, like I say, a lot of practice skins don't take, but you can see there it's took to that really, really well. And that's it dried. So this is just in normal time at the beginning of the video, so you can see how the ink is going into the skin. And what I found when I was tattooing it, it is no different with regards to the ink going in the skin as it would if you were tattooing just a regular arm. That being, if you do fast passes on it and start shading it, you'll get lighter shades, and if you do slow circles, you'll get like that solid black, what you're seeing now. The video is sped up now. For anyone wondering what equipment I'm using a Cheyenne pen. I'm also using a 9 curved mag bug pin, and also a bug pin 5 round liner for this tattoo. You can see with my right hand there, I'm actually pulling down, stretching the skin. And because the skin is stretchy, and you know it has got stretch in it like normal skin, you find yourself naturally doing that. I've used practice skins in the past where there's no stretch in them at all, and you find yourself stopping stretching in the end because it's not really having any effect on the tattoo. But like I say, because this skin does stretch, you find yourself naturally doing it, which again is a massive plus point if you're an apprentice. So just switch to the 5 round liner now, getting the details in of the mouth. And again, the liner, it responds to the practice skin just how it would with normal skin. Just getting the details in on the nose there. The inks I'm using for this tattoo are Dynamic Black, and for a little bit of colour I'm using towards the end that will be Fusion. Just moving up to the eyes. Again, still got the liner on. And as I've said before, this skin's great if you're an apprentice, and obviously you're first starting out tattooing, but it's also really, really good for showcasing some artwork, or even if you just wanted to try out a new tattoo and showcase it, you know, at a convention or anything like that. It's great for all this sort of stuff. See there, I'm just packing that black in. It looks like I've got most of the major details in the face there. I'm dancing around this tattoo probably a little bit more than I would if I was tattooing a regular arm on a real person. I'd probably stay more at the bottom and gradually work my way to the top, but for the sake of this video I just want to give show you a little bit of variety of the different parts of the tattoo that I'm tattooing. So obviously I've moved to the colour now, fusion colour, so I'm just packing some blue in there around the sides, and you can see it's just going in the skin, really nice. When I tattoo colour, I always dip into water as well, and the ink responded just how it does when you tattoo a regular person, dipping into water, just diluting the ink a little bit. So again, for an apprentice, getting a feel for colour packing or anything like that, it's really, really good. I'm doing a few like overlays there as well. You see where that magenta colour overlaps the blue, and it blends as well, just how it does on normal skin again. Just come to the bottom again now and start to like really refine the tattoo and bring it all together now. Just tidying up a few areas with my liner. So there it is, guys, there's the finished result. That's the tattooable arm by the company called Reelskin. Head over to reelskin.co.uk to get yourself one. Check their website as well for the latest news and offers, and I'm sure this product will be in all the big supply chains soon enough. Thanks for watching.